Hi everyone, I am Rosana Angelica Padillo from AM2, and for today I will be reporting about the phonetics and phonology and its connection with linguistics. So the first question that we will be answering is, how are phonetics and phonology linked with linguistics? According to Francis Katamba in his book An Introduction to Phonology, defines phonetic and phonology as follows. Phonetics is the study of production of speech sounds by speakers, their perception by hearers, and their acoustic properties, while phonology is the branch of linguistics which investigates the ways in which speech sounds are used systematically to form words and utterances. Phonology is what the speaker or the hearer about the sound pattern of his or her language and thus is non-controversially part of linguistic grammar. Phonology studies the sounds of speech as a means of communication or functions of the sounds used in language. Therefore, phonetics and phonology cannot be separated in linguistics. Second question, what is phonological analysis? Earlier, I explained about how phonology studies of how speech sounds function as a system. Meanwhile, phonological analysis involves analyzing the sound system of languages. So, how do we perform phonological analysis? First, we look for minimal pairs. When you look for minimal pairs and the meanings is different, that means that those two sounds belongs to two different phonemes. Second is compare the phonetics environment. Are there any natural classes? Do they have anything in common? Do they form a natural class? Next is we analyze the sound occurs and when the other sound occurs. So here I will give samples about how do we analyze phonology. First is I will give the words and then we will uh, analyze it after. First word is pray, gray, crab, par, broker, fresh, regain, shrek, tar. Okay, so we will focus on the word on the letter R. Okay, there are two kinds of R that we will be studying this time. First is the R or the more prominent R, and then the second is the R which is the less prominent R in these words. Okay, so the first thing that we will look for is the more prominent R sound. So, do you have an idea what is the first word that we will be putting down? Gray. Okay, gray. Why? Because gray focuses on, gives more prominent or focus on letter R in this word gray. Gray. Okay. Next is the par. 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 Next is broker. Broker. Next is tar. Tar. Okay. So that is four words. Those are the four words that we separated for more prominent R sound. How about the less prominent R sounds? What is the first word? Pray. Why? Because pray focuses more, give more emphasis to letter P or letter P. Pray. Next is crab. Crab. It gave more emphasis to letter C and the letter B. Crab. Okay. Next is the fresh. It gave emphasis to F and the SH. Fresh. The next word is shrek. Shrek. Okay, they gave emphasis to other letters more than the R. So we have differentiated, or we have separated the uh, words, the two, no, the words that have more prominent R and the less prominent R. The gray, par, broker, tar, and then the less prominent is the prey, crab, fresh, shrek. Okay, so we will continue. In these words, we saw the more prominent letters, or okay the less prominent R seems to be more voiceless R, and then the R, or the more prominent R, focuses on these words. So we have to remember the first rule that we have. What was it? It is the minimal pair. So though they have these words, do they have a minimal pair? No. Therefore, they belong to the same phonemes. The R phonemes, which is the AR phonemes, and the R phonemes, which is the not prominent. They have different styles of pronunciation, but they are all the same phoneme that is found in letter R. So they are allophones, and they don't have minimal pain. So we have to remember, when we analyze phonology, we have to remember that we don't have to jump into conclusion just because we don't see minimal pairs. So we have to do the steps that we did earlier in order to make the right conclusion. Next is, be careful with minimal pair. They don't always need to rhyme. So for example, the word time and dime, they are we can easily find that they have minimal pairs because they have three similar letters, right, and only one uh, different letter. But it doesn't always happen, because there are minimal pairs that they don't appear to have rhyme words. Okay, so we have to remember to not jump into conclusion. Next, most of the time, you don't need to evaluate just the immediate surrounding the sound in question, but sometimes it is necessary to look beyond the sound's immediate environment. Next, make sure to formulate hypotheses about the allophones. So we have to study first the allophones, and then keep in mind that allophonic variation results from the application of phonological rules. So we have to study ahead before we prepare ahead, before we jump into making phonological analysis. Okay, so next question. What is phonology in linguistics? Or what is linguistic phonology? So phonology is defined as the study of sound patterns and their meanings, both within and across languages. An example of phonology is the study of different sounds and the way they come together to form speech and words, such as comparison of the sounds of the two P sounds in pop up, pop up. So uh, they have three letter P's, but they don't sound the same as we expected, right? Because the pop or the up doesn't really give emphasis for same with what we studied earlier, the letter R. So here we see that there is more prominent P and the not prominent P. Next, the word tar. What happens to the word T in the tar? Tar, okay? It gave emphasis to letter T, but what if we add S before the tar? Star, star. It changes right from the tar And then the star, it's less prominent when there is S, when we have added S in the word star, tar, star. So, what is the difference between the T sound in the tar, table, tool, and the T sound in star, steel, steel? Okay, here in the tar, table, tool, we gave emphasis, or the letter T is more prominent than here in the star, start, steel. Because why? Because we have uh, another sound or pronunciation before we pronounce the letter T. Okay, so that's it. So that is it with my report. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something in my report. Thank you so much and God bless you.